move on to
knockouts.
There
have been a lot of them.
A lot of knockouts.
We're going to start
be right into our MMA
knockouts.
Yes. Let's start with last Sunday night. Cheick, Kongo, in my opinion, for his comments after the fight, I've never seen a fighter get hit that hard and not praise the other guy for hitting him that hard. I
think it's probably because he had a little brain damage.
Brain damage?
Brain damage.
That too. I was disappointed in you for that, but my hat's off to you for finding a way to land those punches.
Now, I'm going to say this. Cheick Kongo pulled off one of the biggest comebacks in UFC history.
Agreed.
But Barry, dove in there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He was just like,
a great fight.
Poop.
Barry went.
He got excited. It was the textbook thing. Like, I've got this motherfucker on the ropes. And you know what I don't understand? And if you hit somebody, okay, if I hit George, I got him up and I come in right straight. Okay, if I come in straight, that leaves me so open. Why don't you come in from the side? Bam.
Actually just hit me.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to do that, man. But I don't understand why guys rush straight in. I'm sorry, your jaw's fucked up.
Well, Pat Barry's a big guy, man. He's not the most nimble cat.
Chuck Berry? That motherfucker do to twist like shit.
Well, here's the thing. Why didn't he at least try to throw a kick?
I don't know what.
I would have, keep a little bit of distance, try to stay away from. But you know what, Pat Barry, with that performance, you still have a job, and
he still does have a job.
I want to see him fight again.
And I felt very bad for Pat Barry. He looked so disappointed. He's like, why did I do this? Why did I do that?
Yeah.
And but whatever, you gotta take your hat off to Cheick Kongo because that was a hell of a fight.
People will learn. Don't steal that man's blood diamond.
Well, there goes our African juice.
That's Uncut Jimmy at gmail.com.
Not to be mistaken for Uncut Einstein. Please don't put no shit in our inbox.
Yeah, I didn't say that.
You guys know that Uncut Jimmy said that shit.
Now,
James, please flash that above our head.
On to the next knockout of the week. Brent Rogers finally won a fight.
He did.
Hats off to you. Second round TKO of your wife. Your children had to come down and break that shit up, and you no longer are fighting in Strikeforce, the UFC. Good luck with your tire thing. You had that shit down. I'm sure there's still room for you to change tires.
Might be fighting down at the local Walmart.
I don't know what he was thinking.
He got drunk. That bitch started lipping.
Did he get drunk? Was he
was
intoxicated?
shit-faced. According to the thing, it said he was drunk.
No, okay, I'm gonna.
Dude, let me tell you, I'm gonna would have had to have 37 drinks to fuck that bitch.
Yeah, no joke.
What do you? Okay, we want in our comment board. Okay.
Not email.
Not email. Okay. We want you guys in our comment board to come up with the best reason you think Brent Rogers had a fight with his wife. We want to see it right below us. I want to see the best reason Brent Rogers probably fucking teed off on his wife. Huh?
Have you seen his wife?
I saw her with those proctologist gloves in the ring. I want to say shit. You know? Maybe she did an exam and didn't find
Look, man, we don't know why
things that you get up your butt and you're supposed to just when you get checked when you're 40.
Your colon.
Yeah. Your colon? No, man.
Colonoscopy.
Yeah, polyps.
That's what they cut out.
Man,
Yeah.
look.
Maybe
all we know is they got in a fight. He no longer has a job. And look, trust me, I'm not condoning hitting a woman, but some of them.
His wife looked like she could take Cyborg.
The man.
So? Oh.
Now, on to UFC 132.
Are we going to talk about? So we're going to talk about some of the UFC. God damn. Oh my God.
We're continuing.
Okay, yeah. So we're going to talk about some of the knockouts that we saw at UFC 132 tonight.
Quite possibly, to me, the card of the year for the UFC.
So far,
That was great.
Yeah, I agree.
It was phenomenal. Had probably one of the top 5 upsets in UFC history.
Yeah.
It had multiple knockouts. It had a technical fight at the end. To me, it had everything you want.
Yeah, except us fucking guessing the right fucking winners.
Oh my God, we
just
terrible.
fucking got axed on this fucking card.
The dong started us off on the wrong note.
That motherfucker got hit with a flying knee, and I'm gonna tell you what. 30 seconds into the fight, I told these two donkeys, I was like, he's getting knocked out.
Basically, Condit hit the dong with the knee, and the dong went limp.
Yeah, he needs Cialis.
Definitely.
Yeah, he needs Cialis, Viagra, and everything else, and
I
some
will say
Levitra
this,
too.
Carlos Condit, that was a great fight. He's had a good run of fights. I'd love to see him fight GSP.
Yeah.
And that's a GSP fanboy.
Yeah, I think
saying
it'd be good.
Yeah.
I think it'd be an exciting fight. I really do.
I hope they give.
He's shown he's been aggressive.
Yeah, I hope they give Condit a cut to the line pass and they don't make him fight the gatekeeper. Just don't fuck. Exactly.
Nobody wants to see that.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, really, this is you have him fight Fitch, and if Fitch does win, then what are you going to have him fight GSP again? Come on, man.
Yeah,
that shit is weak, man. Just have him fight Condit, fight GSP.
Now, if GSP beats Condit, does GSP done at 170? It's time to go play at 185. Who does he have left to beat? He's beat everybody.
I think he should make the. I thought he should have made the jump to 185. But the
I
GSP
just don't
story
think
is
that jump's ever going to happen. But anyway.
Now, on to, in my opinion, one of the top 5 upsets in MMA history.
Easily.
If there's 5 more better than this, I will be shocked. Because dude, the promo said if Tito Ortiz loses, Dana White said if Tito Ortiz loses this fight, he's done.
He's done in the UFC. Yeah.
Now, did he hold on to that guillotine choke a little too long? Maybe, but he's not going to get fired.
With all that being said, would you have held on to that guillotine choke?
I would have waited for that.
Going, this is my career. Yeah, I would have held that shit too.
He hit Bader with a right hand and jumped on him.
He caught Bader. I mean, what happened was Bader kind of swung for the fences. He got inside and he caught Bader with a short right that rocked him. And Tito Ortiz proved that he is still a true veteran, and he fucking went on the fucking offense. And then fucking choked him out.
When your back's against the wall.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And he looked good, like physically.
Yeah.
Besides that giant ass look.
And there is a lot to be said when you don't have certain distractions in your life.
Right.
I mean, that's what we're talking about. We're like, hey, this is his first fight away from Jenna James. I mean, now it doesn't matter, Jenna James, whoever the hell. Some people get in these relationships that are toxic, and it fucking becomes an obstacle and a distraction. And he looked great.
And he said he looked
in good shape.
He looked at those guys. He said, I was training with these 3 guys and 2 sparring partners. He's like, I'm opening up my own training facility. And you know what? As much as I have not liked Tito did an outstanding job as a coach on the show multiple times. I think down deep inside, he's a good dude, and I'm glad to see him win tonight.
That he's getting another chance. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's good for MMA too. I think it's good.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with George. I think back in the day, I used to hate Tito. I used to hate the way he promoted fights.
But I think he knew that.
He did that for selling fights because I think he is a good guy. I really do.
Yeah. Yes, he did. He paid a lot of attention to the guys in the house.
Yeah,
he really
when he's
Great
coach, I mean, ask Matt Hamill. Matt Hamill didn't always hear him, I'm sure, but he stuck with Matt Hamill and saw him through and brought Hamill out to his camp. But that's enough Tito Ortiz ass kissing for one night.
Right. Now let's move on to the next fight, which was basically my brother-in-law versus Matt Wyman. Dennis Siver doesn't look a little bit like my brother. Not when you just look at him, but when you see him fighting, he reminds me of my brother-in-law.
I'm going to tell you what, if motherfucking Hans Gruber at the end of that shit should have said,
Die
John McClane! I'd have fallen the fuck out, shorty.
I now know who Hans Gruber is, thanks to all you guys on the message board or comment board.
Let me tell you, that's no-neck Siver.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was an interesting fight. I didn't have it going the way that it went. Definitely not a UD for Dennis Siver. Didn't see it that way.
To me, it was a surprising decision.
I
really thought Wyman won.
I thought Wyman had won the fight too, I was pulling for Siver.
Yeah, I thought Wyman had it. What would that be? 28, 27?
Yeah.
Well, that would be a UD the other way. I didn't have Wyman winning the whole thing 29-28.
I did. I had him 2 rounds to 1.
I had him 2 rounds to 1 as well.
I had him the second and third.
So that's a UD if you know that way?
Yeah.
Okay, I agree with these 2 donks.
Yeah.
I'm wrong.
Now, moving on. I mean,
that motherfucker came out with his red stained Q-tip head and fucking.
We had somebody said he would come out with this traditional red.
Yeah, good call.
Dude, he clipped Vonder. I mean, that was a great fight.
I mean, I like Vanderlei. I hope that's the last we see him in the octagon.
I think Vanderlei has got to the same point where some of these guys just get knocked out too much, and it's time to go.
Yeah, I mean, you just gotta.
It was very similar to what we've seen towards the tail end of Chuck's career.
But dude, you almost had knockout of the night and tap out of the night in the same fight because he was ready to tap Jake Rosenthal out.
Yeah, Rosenthal almost got tapped out.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys caught that part of the fight. If you guys didn't see the event or if you guys didn't catch it, when Vanderlei came to, he was like, he tried to put the Rosenthal in the triangles. Really. The only thing that was disappointing about it, he didn't get to sink it, so we didn't see fucking Rosenthal tap out, because that would have fucking woke me up. Because I was still snoring from the boxing matches earlier.
Wine of the night?
Mm-hmm.
Well, fucking Rogan goes, man, He goes, well, so what were you thinking? What happened? Man, he hit me on my butt, and you know what happens when he hits me on my butt, man? Oh my, that dude was
leaving
fucking
his throat. Yeah.
It was Vandalay tagged him.
Oh, yeah.
Vandalay tagged him.
He went,
And he got
he's like Hulk Hogan, shorty, you know?
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah, brother.
Oh.
You hit me in my butt.
Speaking of Hulk Hogan, getting off track.
Oh,
Okay.
Fucking his trifling ass wife comes out with a book talking about he would take me around to parties and he'd watch me get gangbanged.
Whoa! Whoa!
Really?
Yes. I don't know what she looked like in 77, but I know what that leathery bitch looks like now, and I wouldn't fuck her with your dick and him pushing.
That's my dick got to be in this equation.
Because
My
I'm
dick-
not doing it. You like white
That's
women.
how bad it was.
Oh my god. Are you serious?
Yes, that bitch has
Wow.
a book. She's trying to make $1. Her new boyfriend
He's
is
like
the same
19.
age as her daughter. Her oldest kid, she's dating a kid that she went to
He's
high school
blind,
with.
though. He's blind, man. He doesn't know what he's fucking.
Yeah, he
God.
does. Hulk Hogan dead in his bank account. That's what he's doing. He's
fucking
like,
cougar.
he's like, ooh yeah, I got your money. Fucking killing that shit.
Wow.
Anyway.
Oh my god.
Yeah, read that
Back
book.
on the highway.
Now,
Oh man, that fucking man.
UFC
Telling
130.
Hulk Hogan was fun as shit, shorty. We should go back there sometime. I mean, okay. Now that we've talked
Now
about
we know there's
Tito
some
Ortiz,
Hulkamaniacs out there.
right. Put WWE in the tags. Well, now that Tito Ortiz actually probably pulled the Comeback of the Year award, because he's probably going to get the Comeback of the Year award after that one. It moved us on to the main event.
no, you're like 3 fights back, shorty. We talk about Wanderlei Silva and Chris Leben, and now we talk about the final fight. It's okay.
Right.
That's
We
a senior
were
moment.
finished. No, I know it's senior. We were done with Leben.
Right.
And
Yeah. Okay.
Von
But
Leeuwen.
I don't know why you fucking
We
hit
ended
reverse
ours
and backed
as
up to
quick as the
Tito.
fight ended.
Right. I mean,
Hit him in the face. Vandalay.
I still was just impressed. I'm just so impressed by Tito Ortiz doing that.
And by the way, this is why Leben will always have a job in the UFC.
'Cause
He
he
will
just
stand toe
fucking
to toe
goes-
with
yeah.
you and just bang.
Yeah, he's just got a strong fucking punch, man.
Yes.
That left
That left
is
hand is
nasty.
sick.
It is nasty. And when he clinched Von Leeuwen, it was it.
Yeah.
It was a wrap. Now, moving on to the main event.
This is another fight where I agree with the
We were all
outcome,
over the place.
but I don't agree with the scoring. Like, I don't know how a judge gave all 5 rounds to Cruz. I don't see it. But what you have to understand, and what I said to Kevin and what I said to Jimmy, they scored this shit like boxing. And one thing, when you watch boxing, you've heard Larry Merchant and the guy who trained Lennox Lewis, who also trains the
Stewart,
pitchers,
Emmanuel
Stewart. When they do the commentary, you have to beat the champ. And in my opinion, Faber did not do enough to beat the champ. Now, Jimmy will sit here and tell you in a second he landed more power shots. But like I told Jimmy, there is no checkbox for motherfucking power shots.
Well, Jimmy, during the fight, threw out an analogy. And I thought about what he said. He said, if you recall, Jimmy, you said, hey, you know what he's doing, what Dominick Cruz is doing is he's running between the 20s, like running all the way down the field and basically not scoring. But
And
if
fighting
you think
that
of,
scores points.
right, it scores points. And if you did think about it in a football game, let's say you had somebody like Chris Johnson running fucking 80 yards down the field, and then you get your fullback to punch it in. Who's going to get the credit? Chris
Yeah.
Johnson. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, it's fucked up. It is. It was hard to stomach.
I agree because, that's how the fights are judged. But just me personally,
Right.
If somebody says to me, and I see a fight out on the street, who won the fight? There's 2 ways to me that I decide who won the fight. If one guy doesn't get up,
Right.
that guy won the fight. The other way is when both of them get up. If one guy is damaged completely and the other guy looks like he just walked into the fight, the guy who is damaged lost the fight.
Yeah.
That's just Jimmy's
when you-
opinion.
yeah.
And Faber looked like he could go out and party right after the fight. Now, I'm not saying Dominick Cruz was torn up, but he was definitely more bruised up than Faber.
Yeah, and
Faber
that's
had
yeah.
nothing, no marks.
Yeah,
No
because when
nothing.
you used to get in a fight in high school and then the cats got to roll into high school the next day and one's face is fucked up, right? And everybody's like, damn, man. I heard James and Dave got in a fight last night. And everybody's seeing James' face who's all busted the fuck up, and Dave doesn't look like he's got a mark on his fucking face. But you're like, James won the fight though, man. People are going to be like, it don't look like a nigga. You know what I mean? I mean, so there's a lot of truth to it. If you don't
I'm not
witness
an
it.
MMA judge. I'm just telling you how I judge it. And honestly, I had that fight 48-47 for Faber.
Right.
And you know what? With the way Jimmy's thinking, I think that's why you're seeing these fighters going in and getting the scar tissue removed from their faces. Mm-hmm. And the reason I say that is because the Diaz brothers had a real bad time in practice. They would get nicked across here, and it's almost like having bone right there, and they would split. So you get that shit removed, because I understand Jimmy's thinking. And as a judge, if you know, like Cecil Peoples, obviously he can't see shit. So when he sees blood, he's like a bull.
Stop.
And he's
Hammer time. Look, George, please don't disappoint Jimmy tonight. But when you say that man's name, you say it correctly, okay?
Cecil Dilated Peoples.
Thank you.
When he judges, he's obviously thinking for like Jimmy does with fucking. So I mean, I don't blame these fighters for trying to get that shit removed, because I don't want to get nicked and be bleeding all over the place and have that determine the outcome. Because I'm sure some judges, do like Jimmy does. But if they're going by the fucked up scoring system, and I think everyone here and everyone there can agree, that shit needs to be fixed.
Right.
Because I don't think Dominick Cruz, in my opinion, did not win the fight. But if we're going on the scoring system that's in place, and we're going with he's the champion, you have to beat him, he won the fight.
Yeah, and George and I looked at Jimmy and we're like, if you're basing it on what they judge, we just said Dominick Cruz is definitely going to win the fight. It was no doubt in our mind, because he did everything he had to do to win the fight.
And if you're getting points, it's like amateur, it's like Olympic boxing.
Yeah.
It's not about power, it's points.
Yeah, it is. And George was saying the whole time, I don't know what Faber's corner's telling him, but they need to tell him to go in there and try to finish this fight, or fucking do something that gives him a 10-8 round or something like this, and it wasn't happening.
Obviously, Faber had way more power than this kid. In the punches, in the strength, but the height disadvantage up against the cage, Faber kind of had to get on his tiptoes to try to hold him there.
Yeah.
Why didn't he get in and try to take this cat down?
I don't know.
The first time you fought, you took him down and beat him in 90 seconds, and you didn't go for one take.
Yeah,
I mean, fourth, fifth round should have been like, shit, I need to do something to separate myself, and Faber did not do it. I don't know what I was told. That little Asian dude who I was calling Johnny Cage all night, his name is Master Thong. Now look, one of y'all got to back us up on that, because I'm not calling that dude Master Thong.
Can you repeat that?
Master Thong.
Master Thong.
I thought Master Thong, a.k.a. Cisco, a.k.a. Melvin Guillard, had the knockout of the night.
Man, he had dynamite in his hands.
That
shit was sick.
Melvin Guillard is going to be a motherfucking problem at 155.
I mean,
he could be a problem. I mean, he has the ability to fuck up a lot.
He looked like he was fighting the slow kid, though.
Yeah.
Well,
what slow kid?
Shane Roller.
The short bus slow kid?
Yeah, I think that dude rolled up in a short bus.
I bet them windows was clean as shit.
Yeah, probably. Maybe he had a pet dog. Maybe it wasn't him.
Yeah, pet dog was his motherfucking tongue. Is there anything else we need to talk about? NBA lockout.
Yes.
Y'all are fucked because the players had to take $160 million pay cut.
Which I'm going to tell you what.
Good motherfucker.
I'm looking at the dynamics of this NBA lockout, and it is really going to affect the Los Angeles Lakers.
Why is that?
It's just how the cap is worked and everything. It can really affect a lot of teams like the Lakers and stuff like that. If it happens. Now, we've got four major sports in America. All our followers over in the UK and Ireland and Canada and Russia and Brazil and everywhere else. It's fucking here. It's fucked up right now because our four main sports, two of them are locked out.
Yeah, it looks like though the football is going to come to.
I think this week it'll get settled.
That'd be nice.
I think they're going to play
now,
football.
here's the one thing that I didn't think about, but I was listening to ESPN on the way over here, and they said, look, the owners in September have to decide. This is basketball.
Right, basketball.
Unlike football, those owners have to decide what they're going to do with the arenas. Because they can put concerts in there. They have to decide, look, this. So I don't think basketball is going to be locked out quite that long.
They said that it would look like it's not a big deal, but they said it would get very ugly very quick. And that it could easily be more a threat of them not having a season than the NFL.
Really?
Because of probably some of the things you said. They start fucking scheduling concerts and venues, and they can't.
You can't because you signed a contract. The last thing you want to do is have to pay some fucking exorbitant
Jerry
fee.
Jones. Jerry Jones. He can fill his things with boxing matches and events.
Country music concerts.
College football games.
Yeah. College football games. He could get fucking TCU in there. All these cities are talking about doing that. Down in North Carolina, Charlotte, they're building a stadium for Charlotte now.
College football already has their schedule in place for the NFL not to be there.
Yep.
To play games on Sunday.
Yeah.
And college is like, we have flexible schedules. We're ready.
Yeah.
At the drop of a fucking hat.
Yeah.
So I think the NFL needs to get on their game. NBA needs to look at the NFL and be like, do we really want to be in that situation? Get your shit
speaking
ironed
of
out.
college football, did you hear about North Carolina? NC State's quarterback it went to Wisconsin and is going to be able to play this year. They are so Wisconsin. The school Wisconsin had such a good line and 2,000-yard rushers last year and a great defense. And they're in the Big Ten, which obviously is having major issues.
It's now like the Big 12.
With Michigan. I mean, you look at probably the powerhouse is Nebraska coming over there because Michigan's fucked, Ohio State is fucked.
Teams now, yeah.
Dude,
13
is it 13?
Yeah, and the stud, colleges there are fucked up programs are screwed up right now. But they were saying with this quarterback being able to play at Wisconsin, they are definitely in the running for the national championship. That's how much of a
Dude, last time I knew
relevant
anything,
piece of the puzzle here.
last time I knew anything about Wisconsin, Ron Dane was their running back.
That's what I remember too.
I don't know. When's the last time? And they got that big ass tackle.
I can't follow them since
They got a
Alabama.
big ass tackle who came out of Wisconsin who was
Yeah.
drafted top 5 a couple.
They always had big
Other
ass
than that,
tackle,
I
yeah.
don't know anything about the.
Well, that's what they were saying. They
University
were saying their line, they control the line of scrimmage.
of Wisconsin.
Offensive-
You know what I do know?
What?
Badger, mushroom. Have you ever seen that shit? Shit's
No.
hilarious.
What is
Somebody
that?
out there will know. They'll post the link.
Badger.
Yeah, and then they yell mushroom.
Does that have to do with Wisconsin?
Yes, because they're Wisconsin Badgers, motherfucker. God
Where
damn.
are the mushrooms?
I gotta be a motherfucker.
Dude, it's on the internet, man.
I have
Don't ask
not
me.
watched Wisconsin since Barry Alvarez was up in that camp.
Whoa.
What the fuck is a Barry
Whoa.
Alvarez?
He was their old coach.
Yeah, he was the guy that basically built that program
Yeah.
up to where it was.
Okay, now that everyone stopped watching, is there anything else we want to throw in that we know no one else is going to see?
I'd like to say something about the Women's World Cup because the USA has made it to
They
the
beat the
quarterfinals.
fuck out of Colombia.
They did very
Every
well.
time I turned around, they were
4-0.
getting a shot on goal.
Yeah.
Dude, that Casey Wam something?
She's an ass.
Abby.
Now,
Abby.
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 I believe it was Abby. What movie is that from? Somebody tell me that. Abby who?
You know what? You
Abby
know,
Normal.
You know what? Wow. You know what George wants?
What?
George wants a U.S. women's soccer jersey. Now, can you guess which player?
I can.
Fuck you.
Which one?
Hope Solo. Her last name's Solo, and she wears number 1.
She talks mad shit.
I
son.
like her.
And she's cute.
Yeah. Is she Hans' daughter?
Hans.
Huh?
Not Hans Gruber, motherfucker.
No, Han Solo, nigga.